Hello and a warm welcome to News Across Nigeria. I'm Olumide Macaulay on today's edition. The collective fight of the states against Lassa fever outbreak in Nigeria, the death toll now 41. From there, we'll go straight away to the issue of the day across the Nigerian states as far as health is concerned, and it must be the Lassa fever outbreak. The death toll in the recent outbreak is now 41, even as the Minister of Health, Professor Isaac Adewale, says there have been no new cases in the last 72 hours. According to him, the disease has also been confined to the 10 states where the spread was reported last week, but with a new record of 25 cases confirmed by the ministry. The minister also asked citizens to maintain proper hygiene to avoid a further spread of the disease. He also assures citizens of government's determination to curtail the spread. Take a listen.
I wish to inform the nation through you that as of today we have 93 suspected cases. We have confirmed 25 cases with 41 deaths, giving us a case fatality of 44%. The reassuring aspect of the current outbreak is that we have not recorded any new case in the last 72 hours. There has also not been any death in the last 72 hours, which gives one hope that we are beginning to see the end of the outbreak. It is important that we continue to remain vigilant, and that as Nigerians we must avoid spreading or drying of food items on the roadside or outdoors. We need to keep all food containers sealed, and our food must be well covered. We must also avoid eating food suspected to be contaminated with the feces or urine of rats or rodents. We must also throw away food partly consumed by animals, and we need to continuously wash our hands and make sure that food items are well prepared.
Minister of Health, Professor Isaac Adewale. Meanwhile, the Edo State government has confirmed that one person has died from the Lassa fever disease. The State Commissioner for Health says that the dead person was amongst the 5 persons that were brought to the Ruwa Specialist Hospital after showing symptoms of Lassa fever disease. The Commissioner explained that 3 out of the 6 infected persons were treated and discharged, adding that the disease victim did not report her sickness early enough for treatment. According to the Commissioner, all cases of Lassa fever are treated in isolation wards in specialized centers such as the Institute of Lassa Fever Research and Control at the Ruwa Specialist Hospital. From there to the northwestern part of the country, Kaduna State says they are stepping up their surveillance system to prevent cases of a Lassa fever outbreak there because of its close location to the states hit by the outbreak. The permanent secretary in the State Ministry of Health, Dr. Paul Dogo, told journalists that the state government has trained its health workers in all the 23 local governments on how to identify and report any suspected case. He says the state government has also produced the necessary equipment to help in early detection of the disease, as well as designated a facility to be used as an isolation center should any case be recorded.
We have alerted all disease surveillance officers in the 23 local governments of the state, and also the medical directors of all our hospitals, in order to raise the index of suspicion so that any suspected case can be reported for full investigation. Hospitals have also been directed to institute strict infection prevention and control measures and also institute standard precautions to reduce the risk of transmission of disease should there be one in our hospitals. The rapid response team of the state, headed or led by the Director of Public Health, has also been activated to enable them investigate any suspected case and institute contact tracing.
That's the permanent secretary in the State Ministry of Health in Kaduna State responding to the Lassa fever outbreak with an enlightenment comment. The Imo State government, meanwhile, have debunked rumors making the rounds that there is an outbreak of Lassa fever in Imo State. The special advisor to the state governor of health, Dr. Edward Ehejirika, told Channels Television in Owerri, the Imo State capital, that such a rumor is untrue as no health institution in Imo has recorded any form of Lassa fever outbreak. He noted that the state government has also put measures in place to prevent or check an outbreak of diseases of any form, and presently the state has also embarked on an enlightenment program to educate people about Lassa fever and its symptoms. You're watching news across Nigeria. Coming up, the governor of Lagos State swears in a new vice chancellor for the Lagos State University. Please stay with us. Welcome back to news across Nigeria. The Lagos State governor has sworn in a new vice chancellor for the Lagos State University. Before we continue, we'd like to remind you that all our top stories can be found on our website, channelstv.com, and on youtube.com/channelsweb. Do visit m.channelstv.com to view us live on your mobile device. You can also download the Channels TV app for Android, iOS, and Windows phones from their respective stores. We'd also like to urge you to please interact with the Eyewitness feature in the Channels TV app on the Android, iOS, and Windows platforms. If you have pictures or videos you'd like to share with us, tap the app on your device, swipe to reveal the Eyewitness menu, and follow the instructions. From there to Plateau State, where massive and aggressive patrol systems consisting of foot and vehicular patrols with neighborhood watches and vigilante groups have been identified by the Plateau State Police Command as methods that have helped reduce crime in the North Central State. The Plateau State Police Commissioner, Adekunle Oladunjoye, told journalists in Jos, the state capital, that these measures have so far yielded positive results and have made it impossible for criminals to operate effectively.
Plateau State in the North Central region of Nigeria has been experiencing relative low rate of crime and criminal activities within the state capital and its environs, with the efforts of security agents clamping down on criminals and their sponsors. The State Commissioner of Police presents the reasons why when he presented a scorecard of the police command in the last quarter of last year, as well as the first few days of the new year. He says the command confronted issues around culpable homicide, armed robbery, criminal conspiracy, and dealing in arms and ammunition.
With the policing of the highways by safer highway vehicles, constant raiding of criminal hideouts, and regular vehicular and foot patrol, the command surmounted the encumbrances that would have otherwise hindered the breakthrough recorded today. Also, the existing synergy between the police and other security agencies and security stakeholders has tremendously made our task of policing the state rewarding.
Vandals also attacked some Jos electricity distribution company equipment and the sleepers of the railway lines of the Nigerian Railway Corporation, but were caught.
Some of our strategies in dominating the crime environment include massive aggressive patrol system, which we have been using foot and vehicular patrols. The neighborhood watch vigilante groups are also organized in the state to patrol their environment under the supervision of the DPUs.
One of the suspects, having been released several times on bail, admitted committing the crimes.
I'm just a driver.
You drive armed robbers?
Yes, I do drive them. Are you aware that they are robbers?
I know, because they are my friends.
Yeah.
At times I just find myself doing things I don't like doing, so I don't know.
As the police intensifies efforts in combating crime and criminal activities in the state, citizens have been asked to provide necessary and useful information that can help security agents succeed in their duties.
Also in fighting crime, 2 suspected fraudsters have been paraded and charged to court by the Ekiti State Police Command in connection with an attempt to dupe Governor Ayodele Fayose over the military panel investigation set up on the 2014 governorship election in the state. The suspects had presented a 57-page document bearing the address and logo of the Nigerian Army to convince Governor Fayose that they have information about the report of the military panel that investigated the alleged partisanship of soldiers during the governorship election in 2014. At a press briefing in Ado-Ekiti, the Commissioner of Police, Ekiti State Police Command, Atop John James, said most of the documents found were fake, including army logos and identity cards.
They had classified documents to buttress their claim that they have facts about this removal. But myself and my colleague in the SSS, we knew without any doubt that it was false, because the government does not conspire against itself. But we just had to have evidence, and we encouraged the government to do so. And the most important thing was this alleged document, classified document that they had. They had more, according to them, but the one that they presented that will convince the governor is this one. It was just an empty plan.
Staying in the southwest, but now to education, Professor Olanrewaju Fagbun today assumed office as the 8th Vice Chancellor of the Lagos State University. Professor Fagbun was sworn in today by the Lagos State Governor Akinwumi Ambode at the State House in Ikeja. Until his appointment, he was a professor with the Nigerian Institute of Advanced and Legal Studies. He's also a director of the Environmental Law Research Institute. Governor Ambode charged the new leadership to be refocused on intellectual engagement, to show leadership and brace up to the developmental and academic challenges of an emerging, globally competitive citadel of learning.
There's no gainsaying the fact that the new VC is assuming office at a challenging time in the history of the university. He has the task of rekindling hope and rebuilding confidence in the system after a protracted crisis. In this task, it requires the support and cooperation of all stakeholders, particularly the academic and non-academic staff, as well as students, all of whom he must carry along to enthrone a peaceful atmosphere that will promote academic excellence. As a government, our priority for educational institutions at the tertiary level is for them to be able to nurture our students to become wealth creators and innovators, capable of contributing positively to our communities and the nation. The Lagos State government is not just passionate about education, but also committed to raising the standards, providing the necessary infrastructure, and delivering outstanding results.
In the coming days, I will share with every stakeholder my vision for the next 5 years. The strategic imperatives are to restore peace, foster high-level scholarship, make gains on previous gains, create an environment that can attract funds, and make the institution a valued partner to the Lagos State government, the Nigerian nation, and the international community.
Speaking there, the Lagos State Governor Akinwumi Ambode. Coming up on news across Nigeria, for the Imo Civil Service, the state government commissions offices and complex for the State Universal Basic Education Board. Please stay with us.